And we are back with a man in the dark, the format creator himself. Welcome, Martin Berlin. Hello.
Thanks you. How are you, Anton?
I'm fine, thanks. How about you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. My apologizing in advance because my setup here is sort of improvised.
Yeah,
We moved recently to a new apartment, so I don't have like a dedicated room for like a home office or anything like that. But eventually, actually,
yeah,
we have some plans. But now it's just me and the laptop on the couch. But
yeah. On my screen, you look basically like a floating head, but that's nice. I can't see your body, Martin.
okay, that's fine. Now it's kind of darker, but
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It
it
doesn't
is
matter.
what it is.
Yeah. Okay, so long first game there. We kind of are a bit behind the schedule, so we won't do that much pre-talk. We have the next game up, Iñaki versus Gianmarco, or Giamma. And we know the decks, so should we just go to cut to the chase there, Martin? Or what do you say?
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah, okay. So we have Form of the Dragon, yes, versus Groatog. Which will be a cool time. Form of the Anji is, I think that was like Yama. I think he's most proud of that deck, and it's spicy as hell.
It's just super spicy.
Yeah,
Excited to see that. Yeah.
yeah, very much so. Let's see if we can put it on stream. Yeah, here we go. So you want to tell us about the deck, Martin?
I mean, yeah. So the first thing that strikes me is that it reminds me a lot of the old bargain combo deck, the Rector bargain deck, because it has the engine of the Rector Cabba therapy. Also with Innocent Blood as a sack outlet. But then instead of Bargain, obviously, which is banned, this deck aims for Former Dragon as a win con.
Yeah,
But it also has like some stuff going on with like value pack with Phyrexian Arena,
yeah.
and then yeah, I mean the surprises with Armageddon, and then I mean then it's mostly like disruption in form of Abeyance and Orange Chant. So
Your
yeah, and
opponent
also
should not be able to play Magic, basically. That's the plan, right?
Yeah, but I mean, with that said, it has some interactions because it has like, I mean, besides Innocent Blood, it has Swords and Vindicate and all the discard spells. So I can also imagine things getting like a bit grindy.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
I think normally you would play the third swords over Vendetta here, but I assume it's because of unified rules that he does.
Ah,
I would assume. Perhaps he plays one in like Groatog. Let me see the list. Yeah, he has two in his sideboard in Groatog, so that's why. If anyone thinks that this list looks weird, it's due to unified rule. Yeah, so should we see the next deck as well? What Inyak is bringing? The Groatog. And this is an extended old extended favorite, we should say. Quirrent Dryad, how good is it in Premodern, Martin?
I mean, it's not a card and I remember that I actually like play myself, tested myself. It's not like really been on my radar like as a top card.
No?
I mean, it's obviously like a super fun card to brew around, but it doesn't like for me like this deck. I didn't play in the particular around the time when this was a deck.
Mm,
So I don't have like any special like relationship to this deck. I understand that a lot of people has a lot
yeah.
of like affection for this deck. I can see it, but yeah. What about you? Did you play this like
Yeah,
or
yeah, I
against this
did.
back in the days?
Yeah, I did in old extended, and I mean the deck then had dual lands, which was obviously the big thing. Like you played Gush, you
Yeah,
played
yeah,
Daisies.
yeah.
So yeah, and you played Land Grant back then to find your tropical island and stuff like that. So you
Force of Will, I imagine.
and Force of Will, of
Yeah,
course. So I love the fact that people have actually worked to tweak this deck for Premodern, and I think it's a good deck. And Injaki is really one of the like frontmen of this deck. He has tweaked it a lot. He believes in cantrips. He believes in playing like the full amount of four offs. As much as possible. So like, yeah, it's a beautiful composition in my opinion.
yeah. Only thing like striking me as like is like if you don't get like the Quirion Dryad start, I mean, I can like imagine it being like a little bit lackluster.
Mm,
But then you have to go long, and you have
yeah,
disruption and stuff also in this, and mana denial and winters and whatnot. So yeah,
exactly. So, but yeah, I think if he should like have to have a fast clock here to have a chance, basically. I don't know if the players are getting ready, so we could go down to the play area and see what's up. Yeah, and beautiful playmats.
chat pointed out that obviously like Brainstorm was big in that deck
Yeah, yeah,
back in
for
the
sure,
day as well. So
for
that's
sure. Yeah, of course. But
very true.
that comes more to my point, like having someone tuning this deck for Premodern, and it's actually a viable, like absolutely a tier two deck. It's kind of fun. So one could like, should you play Winter Orb or should you play Armageddon? Like that's a discussion going on with the deck. But yeah, we'll see.
Exciting, and also a high chat. I saw
Clear.
some names in the last match. It's nice to have you around. Thanks for
Yeah,
watching.
Elendril, you're probably right. Like if we talk tempo decks, Dreadnought is probably better, but people are more prepared for that deck as well with a lot of artifact disruption. So yeah, it has its charm, I think. But
The match is on, and seems like Gianmarco started off with Swamp, and Iñaki with a polluted Delta, fetching beautiful Mirage Island on a beautiful Hypnotic Spectre playmat. I guess reflecting one of the other decks in his
yeah,
gauntlet.
I think the aesthetics has been like a very important key point to the Epic players. We even got like Frank to actually get some old framed cards in his Elf stack. So yeah, kudos. It looks better. Is that a important? Yeah.
Important, yeah.
Yeah. The light is so spot on the mat there. But yeah. So no turn one duress or cabal therapy. I don't think you can play Cabal Therapy on the blind since Giamma doesn't know if he's up against Pitch Black or Grow at
Oh,
Guarantee.
that's true. That's true. Oh,
Uh,
the lists are public information.
yeah, they are. They
Yeah,
are.
but he went first with the Swamp, so now that's true. Then he wouldn't know, and then you only
Yeah,
have the Hypnotic Spectre playmat there.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
for sure.
uh,
Uh,
misleading
but I
to.
mean, it's fully possible to think that Iñaki would go with Pitch Black. It's a cool deck as well.
Yeah,
So yeah. Um, but I think it's worth to wait a turn with your Cabal Therapy when you're in the blind.
definitely, definitely. But if you have it now, the question we'll see here, and let's not.
Now we have Abeyance mana. Let's not start
Exactly.
playing Magic. Okay, he gets to draw.
And that's a plains if you don't recognize that old Ice Age art. Purple plains.
Yeah. So this deck, Growatog, it only plays 17 lands and the full playset of Mox Diamonds. It really, really is the like Xerox type of deck. You play a lot of cantrips to find your land or late game your win cons. So getting 2 lands is good. It's not. I don't think you mulligan like a 1-lander with this deck if you have 2 cantrips. I think that's probably where you want to be.
Yeah. And for the record, he played Opt again. And for those not being able to recognize the card art, it's understandable, I think.
Yeah. Iñaki played 4 days, right? So that will be something Giamma has to like account for.
Yeah. And I'm kind of wondering, yeah, I mean, what Jamma has in hand, because I mean, not having played any spells
Yeah.
with 3 mana, I mean, suggest he has no discard spells. He
I
could have like a Rector aiming to hardcast it, but then, as you said, he has to watch out
yeah,
for days. So I don't know, looking a bit slow.
yeah. Or
But
he just go, like all enchant next turn and then play a Phyrexian Arena or something would be a
yeah,
good follow up.
that's true.
But yeah, I don't think you tap out 3 mana here against 2 islands against
Mm.
4 days to land the arena on turn 3. I don't think that's like worth it since he hasn't even showed a creature yet.
We got a
But
question from chat if the deck lists are published somewhere,
yeah,
perhaps you can answer it also.
they are. If you go to Wak-Wak webpage, Gordon, you might type that in the chat here. We have everything published there. I'm not sure if it's the actual deck photos now or if it's the Imgur like images, the digital ones, but they are there. If the physical deck photos hasn't come yet, they will actually come in a day or two.
Catching up with the match, it seems like Iñaki played ice on Jamma's planes in upkeep.
Yeah. Pietro, you're right. Days and Winter Orb is pretty bonkers. It's a good synergy.
And Iñaki's Sitterbrass getting wastelanded, and more cantrips coming out.
But this is actually quite fun also because of Unified, like the fact that Yama has to play one Vendetta instead of the third Plow. It's actually kind of good when Inyaki plays 4 Meddling Mages, so he has more options to. Because
That's true.
I think Source is a good target to name with Meddling Mage, one of the main targets. And there's the link to the deck list in the chat. Thanks. Yeah, one could. That's the ongoing discussion if Winter Orb or Geddon is better, because some decks operates very well on 1 land or 2 lands a turn, um, whereas no lands is not awesome. Do you think we will see an important on opponent today, Martin?
Who knows?
I think Iñaki actually is one of those players who is keen to do that line of play. Even though we have timed rounds, because it usually takes about 4 minutes to resolve a portent on your opponent in webcam. But yeah,
Yeah, gosh, yeah, I didn't think of the webcam aspect there, but that's true. I imagine it getting a bit
yeah. Ooh,
weird.
this synergy, Gush into Mox Diamond pitching the other island.
Yeah,
That's pretty sweet.
but I mean, he's doing like a lot of stuff. But this is a little bit what I was talking about. If you don't have like the Queer and Dryad on board, you
Hmm.
don't get like an additional value really out of those cantrips.
Yeah, no, you
Uh,
want the turn 2 play for sure for a creature.
Sorry, what is this card? Don't recognize it. The
Psychotog,
one that
it's an altered
it's a psychic target. Okay. Yeah, it's alter
I don't know
spoofing
if
me.
it's is it
Yeah.
the cat or is it
He
the
plays it
green?
like as a 2 of, right?
Yeah,
Only.
yeah.
Yeah,
So he plays 4 mages for
yeah.
dryads and 2 dogs, and I think the stock lists are on 2 or 3. Uh,
Mm.
uh, so not even the namesake card is a places here.
Because
Ah,
innocent blood,
can't taste that
all that.
one.
Yeah. No, he plays like a couple of foil, I think, and that's it. But I
Yeah,
mean the
no,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it's the cat of Alice in Wonderland. Of course it is.
yeah.
It's hard to tell from. It's a bit low resolution from our commentary
Mm.
side to see everything. So, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, so this is also like a reflection on the matchup here. If you look at Jamma's list, he has like I think more removal spells than there are threats
Yeah, basically.
in the Grotog list. So that's
Yeah,
a little bit
but
I
like,
don't know.
yeah, but still, Meddler Mage. there is a good reason to play Peak in this list. I know Iñaki opts for opt over Peak, but having Peak there and see, okay, he only has like Innocent Bloods or he only has Plows, yeah, really helps with naming stuff with
But
metal.
even with meddling mage, there are like 10 creatures or so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and he plays 4 Vindicate, like
Yeah, he
three
plays
three
Vindicator.
Plows Vendetta, that's 8, and then 4 Edict, so that's 12 already. But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean things can happen. There are some counter spells, and
mm,
obviously with all the cantrips, thinning,
yeah.
etc. But yeah,
I don't think Winter Orb is that impactful here actually, because like Giamma only wants to tap out. Okay, for Vindicate, it's good, but otherwise you just need to tap out one arena turn or one Rector turn, like, and he will be set for many turns. So, do you Wasteland here?
I mean depends a little bit if he wants to save extra mana
Mm.
as a days insurance or not. But
Ooh,
oh, this is kind of. I wonder if he goes for the diamond here.
yeah, I think so. Diamond and no waste the
Yeah,
rest would be a good play here.
and he can. Yeah,
Okay,
okay. This is
yeah,
just
time
to
to
be
play.
annoying.
Mhm. And now he has the foil island in hand. That's also a sweet interaction. If you need that
Yeah.
island in hand, days can be good.
Still, the like card disadvantage is pretty terrible.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Uh,
four against one, but what do you do?
yeah, but in dire needs, you do what you need. Uh, okay, he took the winter orb. Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, then it's definitely worth wasting the brass there.
yeah. I guess like 2 mana is all he needs really in Yaki. I mean, with the island in hand and the mox, so
Yeah,
I should slam his second winter orb.
yeah.
That would be
And
tilting.
we talked, or Gordon and Frank talked earlier in match one about Mox Diamond, getting those. Like this is one of the few decks that actually like praise on 4 diamonds without playing land tax. I mean, this is a super greedy 5-color stuff pile, but with like 12 cantrips and the 4 diamonds, it works. So it's kind of cool. Um, and we haven't seen any abeyance or enchant. Okay,
So
imagine a
just
cabal therapy here.
what a weird hand. Double days, double foil, and a gush.
Yeah, and that Flooded Strand is not an island. So why didn't he play out the Flooded Strand instead of the island?
Why would it matter?
Yeah, because now he can't foil with.
Ah, okay. Yeah, unless he dazes. I mean, he always has that option,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure. But yeah,
but yeah. So like without thinking even about it, I think I'll go for Gush here because I mean that's the only card that gives him some play,
yeah. I mean, he
right?
still has abeyance and chant. So like, if he three for
Yeah,
ones him with an Orem chant, it's a good trade. It's a really good trade.
yeah. I mean,
Uh,
I'd be happy to lose a foil. Like, I mean, you don't want to use like double foil or double days anyway. I mean, ideally, so yeah,
yeah,
Gush is the pick, and Yama
yeah.
Yamako thinks likewise.
Slaughter, you have a point. It's not the most exciting game so far, but wait until we see the Rector. Then we will rejoice. I'm probably rooting for a form of Downgy here because I just think it's a super cool deck. What about you, Martin? Have any favorite?
Yeah, I mean it's the cooler I think of the two, but I mean I love myself a form of the dragon.
Yeah,
It's not a card that we see very often, and I'm a sucker for Academy Rector actually, and that engine.
yeah,
Uh,
nice. But he doesn't play any like acceleration at all. Jama, no dark rituals or anything like that. So it will be a slow deck.
okay, no Dark Ritual.
Yeah.
That's
So
interesting.
that's the
Interesting choice
difference.
actually.
The difference with like the old Jugmat bargain combo. It could actually
Yeah,
happen on turn one. This will not
Oh.
happen earlier than turn 4, and then you need to have like a Cabal therapy in your graveyard. We have
So
a
here
clock.
comes the first druid. Yeah.
No. Uh, I missed. He took the gush, right? Um, I think so.
He picked, yeah, with the duress. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so he has 2 daces and 2 foils that we know
Yeah.
of. It's always a pleasure for everyone if you keep your hand open once you have revealed your information. Any players or anyone in chat, especially for commentary, it helps us as well.
Iñaki is too serious. Just kidding.
No.
Yeah, but it's always, I mean, we don't see like the number of cards they have in hand. That's a little bit of.
I think Jama, his die there, number 3 means 3 cards in hand.
Ah,
Uh,
okay, okay, okay.
I think he
I
does the
didn't think about that. Okay, so that's generous. Although I can imagine that you forget to update that die every now and then. But yeah, so Vindicate
I mean, you have to
is
take
on the
the
stack.
diamond. Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be an argument to take an island there just to like offset gush, but yeah, you have
No, but then you daze in response, right?
exactly.
So
Yeah,
you
yeah, for
just
sure. Yeah, yeah, true. He has 2 daces for sure. See, I already forgot because he doesn't
But I
leave
mean,
any
yeah,
cards open.
Mox is the color source, but again, you could also argue like since you have more removal than his threats, you could argue even like hoarding your removal, like just for the next
Yeah,
creature. I think that that strategy would be quite annoying, but
yeah. So you take a foil here, I assume,
yeah, yeah, definitely.
because daces won't be. Eh. They enable a foil, so one could think that. Yeah, I think
But
it's
you have
best.
to. I mean, the daces will eventually be
Yeah,
completely irrelevant. So
for sure. Yeah, nothing much is happening. How do you feel about Premodern these days, Martin? Is it
I
evolving
mean,
the way you envisioned it?
I mean, in some sense, like better than expected to the extent that I expected something. But I think, I mean, it's the community is like evolving on its own now and like organically, and I couldn't be happier
No.
really because yeah, I mean now there are like lots of different tournaments, lots of different like content creators and leagues and stuff. So
Mm,
I mean it's great really. Like only complain is like I don't have too much time now these days to play, and obviously with the pandemic still rolling, like after 2 years, like we're all starving
yeah.
for like IRL play, which I mean
Oh yes.
kind of is the I mean what gets my heart
Mm,
beating. But yeah, like but even with that, like I think
mm,
like the community has been really resilient to that and even been thriving. So it's pretty cool.
mm. We have a question from Troll here also. Are you happy it's taking off on its own, or do you wish you were more involved? But yeah, you
No,
basically.
I'm really happy. It's like because like in the beginning I felt more a bit of a like pressure that I need to do like a lot of content, organize like a lot of tournaments because if I didn't like there were no tournaments or no contests. I mean
Mm,
that's great. I mean now there are different really like modes of playing. I mean, you have everything from the more like bigger, more competitive tournaments, like the nationals kind of stuff, and
yeah.
like this showdown series, and now the epic, and so you have and more like casual
Mm,
pickup games. So you have different ways to play it. So that's
yeah. I think you have to daze
great.
this one to foil it, right? I mean, you will lose to arena here.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
and
yeah. I
he's a
agree.
20
Yeah,
life. Like,
yeah.
this is a.
Yeah,
And
and then,
since
then then
he's
you can hope at least for a top deck game, but
yeah,
yeah, you can't really win.
No, and I mean Iñaki has let every removal for creatures resolve, so because he could have saved his
Yeah.
Querent Riot there with the Innocent Blonde,
Yeah.
with the
But
foil base
yeah.
thing, but yeah.
But he thinks otherwise, so Arena is in
It's gone.
effect.
I think now we will probably see Abeyance or Enchant happening, just filling up his hand, and yeah, he only
And
plays two arenas though, but I think it's like a key card if we want to go long game, and I assume he wants. I mean, this is yet another deck like we haven't seen this, so it's hard to like be the pro commentator for us to know what he thinks, right?
sorry, say that again, Anton.
It's always a bit hard to like do commentary on a deck you haven't never seen before. We had a similar situation last week with like a totally rogue deck, and obviously the creator of the deck will play his or her deck differently than one might assume, because they know what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, the same goes for. I mean, the players are playing against rogue decks basically, so we
Yeah,
cannot expect them to maybe think of everything
yeah,
that they're up against.
no, for sure, for sure.
I'm only following the chat with like half an eye, but I got like a question if I believe that the format is set, expecting no changes. No, I imagine there will be like a few changes, but like no, not big ones, but more tweaks. But yeah,
Hmm.
don't really want to like get into long winding ban list discussions and such now. I want to focus on the match, but
Yeah,
yeah, I imagine there is like a little bit of slack on the ban list, so um, we could see some things uh, changing, but
yeah,
but but
no,
but nothing. It will be like no like no drastic things I have in mind, but yeah,
no.
stay tuned. You will see. I think there's no rush, and I think the format is healthy.
It is. It is. So yeah, uh, let's not get into that discussion. But
Yeah,
yeah, as someone who plays an extensive amount of Premodern, it is very healthy compared to a lot of other formats. I'd say it's the healthiest format there is, and probably has ever been. So yeah. So kudos. Medley Mage, do we know what he did? Okay, he named Academy Rector here. Good old Inyaki wrote in the chat. Um, Probably a good call.
yeah. I mean, Rector seems like in general
Yeah.
a reasonable card to name.
It's an infinite wall. Like he can't, he doesn't even play Wonder. So if he resolves a form of the dragon, Inyake is just dead. He can't kill him with combat damage.
That's true.
So
Korean Dryad.
okay, so we are at turn like 60, and stuff is happening. I want to see an Abeyance or Enchant. Abeyance is not that cool right now, but Kickard or Enchant is nice. I
As we
came.
dreaded one mana, so Innocent Blood.
Mm, yeah, good one. There are no bolts in the deck. It's just for fire and ice. Uh, as for the removal main deck, but post board there are some plows and what else? Blasts and pyroclasms and stuff, but no bolts.
Yeah, and speaking about days getting irrelevant as the game
Hmm.
goes on, I think we're there basically. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. We might be. Uh, Wait. So abeyance is. Could he actually do that? Could he play an abeyance if Iñaki plays a fetch land and Iñaki doesn't somehow like cracks his fetch? He could actually wasteland that fetch land, right? Or how is abeyance worded? You can't use any abilities without that's not a mana ability, even on lands, or is it just creature artifacts enchantments or?
I guess like it just stops spells and abilities, but I don't have the wording at my
All.
mind.
Okay. Slay J in chat helps us out there. All. So he could do some cool stuff like that. Um, and so Foslin Felix here, he helps us out also. Awesome. Great chat. Do we have a
Very
match
good.
talk, Gordon, to add on? Because it's just interesting to see how long this game has gone. Okay, but he will fix it soon, so it will come. Yes, awesome. He has 4 cards in hand right now. Do we know any? He still has he still has a foil and a daze that we know about, or
Yeah, I think even the 2 days.
didn't he
Not that.
use one? Didn't he use one when there was a Vindicator on stack? Or
Um, I don't remember actually if I had more.
yeah.
I think yeah, but it's not really relevant. But what's relevant is that Jamma is at 10 life only.
Mm.
I mean, it seems that he has maybe not been drawing a whole lot of action of that Phyrexian arena so far, unless he's planning something
Yeah.
big. So what did he name from the second meddling mage?
Cabal Therapy has he named.
Okay, so we have one meddling mage on Academy Rector and one on
Yeah.
Cabal
So the
Therapy.
combo is harder to pull off now, because he only had Innocent Blood, and I mean he has Vindicate to play on his own Rector if it comes to that. Uh, but Innocent Blood and Cabal Therapy, he has Vendetta also. Yeah, okay. What does the chat say here? No, you don't play fetch in. You don't play Abeyance in response to fetch. It was just like if he has played a fetch land, will Iñaki realize that if Giamma plays a Abeyance, that he might actually need to fetch now because otherwise his wastelands are live. It was just a theoretical experiment here, but yeah.
Duress, and he nabs foiled. And now we also saw a counterspell. So counterspell and days in hand for Iñaki, but now it's actually not looking like too great. I mean, we don't know obviously what he has in hand, Gemma. 6 cards, and now the scroll rack, that could change, of course,
Mm,
things, because that's 6 fresh cards. Probably
that,
what he's hoping for. I mean,
yeah. He
under
plays
the
one.
assumption that he has a lackluster hand here.
Yeah, he plays one scroll rack, so that was a good draw. Um, Too bad he doesn't play any like City of Brasses, so he could potentially hardcast a form of the dragon. But yeah, would be pretty cool. And yeah, Kevin Costarina said it earlier. Like it's just a grindy game. They don't even like play slowly. They play quite fast. But yeah, it's been basically half an hour of this game, and Gianmarco might actually die to his own arena. Metal Mage will have some effect here.
Yeah, he's on like a 2 turn clock now, so.
Yeah.
But there's one
Okay.
Vendetta, which also hurts, by the way. The 2 damage now is also relevant. But
Yeah, but can he play out a Rector? Then it's game. It's not because he might die actually to his own arena. But I mean, he can't attack. Iñaki can't attack without Rector out because he will. Yeah, uh, it will reset life each turn to 5, but it's like, will he resolve it before he goes down to 0, basically? Because Iñaki doesn't have to attack if he lands in arena. No, arena Rector, but he might just die naturally to the arena there.
I mean, he will go to 7, now, and then 5 from the attack, then 4 from Arena in his turn, and then you could play Rector, but then he expects the counter spell, of course.
Yeah,
So he needs to deal with that as well, which should be, I mean, possible with Scroll Rack and like 7 cards or so. But yeah, so it's still pretty open, I think.
he should have
Uh,
a Orim Chant in hand by now. I mean, he has
yeah,
like,
yeah. I mean, it has so many cards,
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
looks from what we know here, the information we have, it looks favorable for Jama.
and there it is.
Oh, so he had an extra land to play there to get
Yeah,
around the days. So
yeah,
that
nice.
makes all of our speculations irrelevant.
Yeah, interesting. So he need to deal with a way to sacrifice the arena then. And Cabal Therapy is named on that Metal Mage. Yeah, this is the first game, the first match, Albert.
We have 100 or so players, I mean viewers
No,
watching. That's really cool. If you have for some reason missed what Academy Rector does, it makes you fetch an enchantment from your deck, from your library, and put it straight into play when it goes through graveyard.
good there, Berlin. Kind of like you. I assume people know the cards, but it's good to explain some cards that are kind of key because there are definitely viewers there who doesn't know every card in Premodern. So yeah.
Yeah, and which enchantment can he find? We get a question from the chat. So the go-to enchantment is a pretty obscure one called Form of the Dragon. It's a red expensive enchantment which acts like a moat, so only flying creature can attack you. And yeah, oh, great.
So
I think
producer
Cornelius have,
Gordon.
yeah,
Nice.
put it on the screen here for us. Yeah, and it resets your life to a total to 5 on each at the end of each turn, your own and your opponent's, and then at the beginning of your own upkeep, Form of Dragon deals 5 damage to any target. So
Yeah.
it can pick off small and large guys or your opponent in 4 turns typically. So that's a very
Yeah,
cool enchantment.
thematically, like ooh, it's so cool. Yeah, like you become a dragon. You have so much power, but it has some risks. I like it. It's cool. And if he lands it, we have just stated like Iñaki can't win through that. He doesn't have any flyers. He can't put him down below 5 unless he has 3 fire ice, but he
Exactly.
doesn't have 3 red mana. Basically, never. So in order to for that to happen, mm,
2 Fire Eyes plus Phyrex and Arena
exactly.
theoretically
Yeah, yeah,
could do the trick, but I
yeah,
mean it's not
yeah,
too likely.
yeah.
Uh,
But he's only at 5 now.
yeah,
So he needs to find a removal for Meddling Mage and then play a Cabal Therapy because he has used like 3 Innocent Bloods already, I think.
yeah, but there are plenty of. I mean, we could imagine that he has what's it called? Cabal Therapy, right? Which is forbidden
Yeah,
by the Meddling Mage, but he needs to find a removal.
yeah,
And we have swords, we have Vindicate left in the deck.
yeah. But
And here comes the
there's
Abeyance.
nice. Always a hard time when you're the one playing counter spells and the like combo player starts off his turn with like an orange chant or abeyance. Like, yeah, you must counter it, or you just have to let it go. Manovich took care of it. Yeah. But like interestingly here with scroll rack, Jamma doesn't have any shuffle effects in his main deck. So like no fetch lands, no enlightened tutor or anything like that. So
The rector.
okay, yeah, director, yeah. But
No, but
then
yeah,
he's already winning, yeah.
yeah, but I can imagine you have a scroll rack a bit like as an insurance if you end up with like both Form of the Dragons in your hand,
Yeah, yeah, that's
so that
offered.
you could put them back in them because he cannot hardcast them. He doesn't have red mana as far as I know.
No, no, he doesn't. He actually has a kind of nice mana base. I think it's 4 Caves of Koilos, 6 plains, 6 swamp, 2 tainted field, and 4 wastelands. So he has at least what 12 color mana of both colors. So yeah,
As nice as it gets.
yeah. Okay, here's the plow. Now do we see the Cabal therapy? Let's see the form of the dragon.
Yeah, Cabal Therapy for his counter spell here to humiliate him a little bit when he cannot cast it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, such a good card. Amazing card.
Yeah. So Abeyance has
He
been cast.
just
Yeah, there's a
yeah, okay.
scope. Yeah.
Well
Wise
played.
choice with
Yeah,
25 minutes left on
yeah.
the clock because these are not really decks closing it, and not at least in this matchup.
No.
It gets grindy.
Cool.
Uh,
Yeah, then let's put up the deck lists here again and see how they will sideboard.
we have a little bit of everything here. We have the like enlightened tutor
Mm.
plus package, utility package. What do you bring in? What do we see?
Uh, he doesn't have that much, honestly. I mean, engineer play could be to kill his Quiron dryads, like maybe, but like I don't think Graveyard Hate is that effective against Tog. Phyrexian Furnace might be like a one-off, perhaps, just to keep up Tog. Uh,
Crypt versus the Psychotog, but that seems kind of fringe and passive as well.
yeah,
Actually, not
I
too
think
much. Curse
Furnace is
Totem,
better.
the totem which stops activated abilities from creatures would kind of stop Psychotog, but I
Mm.
don't know, it's not too exciting.
No,
So
Story Circle is a good one, but then again, he has. I mean, he needs to put it on blue or green, basically. But yeah,
yeah, yeah, nothing too exciting actually. So, but I don't know. I imagine like Armageddon, you don't want them, right?
I think you cut one at least. So like one Geddon for one Story Circle seems fine. But other than that, I don't know. Like, thinks he's pretty sad.
Like I could imagine cutting like 2 Armageddon for 2 Engineer players or something like that. I
Yeah.
mean, Engineer player is annoying, like because I don't think he has a
Mm.
lot of ways to deal with them, and they just if you land one, all
Yeah.
the dryads are dead, and that's like his
Yeah.
primary threat. Yeah, I think you want to have them because that also it also leaves you with more removal for the other creatures, the Psychotogs and meddling mages.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. That's a good one.
takes the
I don't
pressure off.
know. Chat suggests Seal here. I don't know for what. He only plays Winter basically in Yaki if we get to see his list, and he already plays like 4 Vindicates.
Can we get Inyaki's deck? Let's see what can we expect from him.
Armageddon will be good here.
Yeah,
Uh,
Armageddon is a nice one. Perhaps another Psychotog to put some more pressure.
yeah.
Not too much here.
Ray of
I mean,
Revelation obviously is huge um, to deal with the form of the dragon if the
yeah,
combo.
and the disenchants.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah,
But he,
Annul is not too good.
yeah, and he doesn't have any graveyard interaction with Academy
Yeah.
Rector because that's the thing. You could Torment script in response to the Academy Rector, then you can't exile Academy Rector, so it is actually exiled by the crypt. So that's one trick to like attack the Rector-based combo decks.
But Wind Orb is not too exciting in a matchup, but neither is Fire Ice. So I perhaps cut like a couple of Fire Ice
Yeah, I don't
for
know.
Armageddon, Psychotog, and yeah, okay,
The
then you have the
disenchants.
Disenchant package. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like all Fire and Ice, one Wind Orb for the Disenchant effects, and
Mm.
Psychotog Armageddon, something along those lines.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay, you could seal the diamond for sure, but still you have like 4 vindicates, so maybe one. I don't know. I don't think you. We should go back to the game. We are told that the players are drawing their starting hands, so let's see. We're playing long matches today, apparently. Only 20 minutes left on the clock. So Iñaki needs to win here kind of fast, and we might get another draw.
But the players are aware that they're on the clock, right?
They are. They are.
Or yeah.
So they have, and I know Iñaki also started a like match clock, and Gordon has told them already, so they know they have about 20 minutes.
So Iñaki starting with City of Brass and Portent.
Yeah, we don't know how many cards if they result in a mulligans or not, but and again, no first turn duress here from Giamma. Do you think it's like, is it worth it to go blind Cabal Therapy here on like Meddling Mage or stuff like that?
I
Now that he
mean,
knows what's up.
I don't know, it depends a bit, I would say. I mean, if you don't have any duress or so, I mean, you probably blind it. But for meddling mage, I don't know. I mean, it depends. I mean, yeah, it depends on what you have. Like if you have like a lot of removal, you don't really need to do that. But if you don't have removal, for instance, in your hand, then you would probably go for Quirion Dryad because that's what
Yeah.
can kill you fast,
This is a good start
right?
from Iñaki.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree there, Martin. It might be, of course,
The,
situational. But now we have a clock, so this match might be quicker, but I assume there's some sort of removal. Um,
yeah, the
kind of good.
question is if there is an answer to removal, like in the form of some days or foil shenanigans.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like he has 8, no 7 1 mana removal, so like he plays around days perfectly in round 2, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you think Iñaki leaves in all his counters post board?
it's kind of special. Yeah,
Yeah,
he should. He
yeah,
should.
yeah, I agree.
I mean, yeah, Fire Eyes should be like hard to cut,
Yeah, yeah.
I
No,
think.
this is just like a classic like protect the queen strategy now. Land 1 threat and just do everything in your power to protect it. We did see Iñaki do not play that strategy at all in the first game, but given it's on time now, he kind of needs to finish this game early or quick. So might be a merit to actually like play aggressively with your counters to protect your large guy. But I'm not sure.
Cantrips are happening, it seems like.
No, and we have a
State of
Grogan.
hand on opt. Yeah. But this is what did not happen like in the previous match because he played like 10 or so cantrips but without the Dryad on the board, and then as I said, you don't get like an additional value out of it. This is the more the ideal situation,
Oh yeah,
which also kind of illustrates that the deck is a bit, I mean, reliant on actually drawing the Dryad
yeah, yeah, for sure.
and having
Yeah.
it live.
But as
But
stated, like there are a lot of cantrips in this deck,
yeah,
so he will find a threat. He has 4 opts, 4 portents, 3 slate of hands, and 4 gushes. So like 15 cantrips, and he has 4 fire eyes if he wants to eye stuff just to draw cards. So he can draw a lot of cards.
here comes the Vindicate,
Right
and
into
is
days.
yeah right into this, but he
Oh,
doesn't
wait.
have
Okay.
too many cards in hand in Yaki, it seems like. So yeah, and perhaps
Uh,
it's
wait.
better than to. I mean, next turn he will have all sorts of ways to counter it. So the right call it was exposed at least, and here's the Winter Orb to punish it a little bit. doesn't tap Mox Diamond for some reason, but maybe has a gush or something.
Yeah, probably. Okay, or he does this. Cool. So 2 cards left in hand. Yeah, a gush here would be amazing. Uh, and God, I love that Premodern allows us to play this cool synergies. Like that's a sweet one. Gush and Winter Orb.
Yeah, it's not to speak of Gush and Stasis.
I mean, that's the reason why I love Stasis. I hate the card, but playing Thwarts and Gush and like actually have insane value from it, it's just like beautiful. Yeah, and
Festival.
Mox Diamond with Winter Orb is a classic as well. So yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, this is nice to look at actually. I think Iñaki he has to be happy with his draw here.
Yeah.
He's a
Okay,
little bit
Chemical
worried.
Serena, did he play Abeyance not in his up? You know, he didn't. He just took a cantrip from it then. Okay,
It
cool.
seemed like he played it in response to a slate of hand, and then Iñaki responded with opt.
Okay,
As there
okay.
was someone asking
Yeah, okay.
in the chat. That's how I interpret it, but it's
Yeah.
obviously we don't hear the players.
No,
So yeah, but I trust that. I mean, Iñaki is a very experienced player, so I trust that he knows, and also
yeah,
Gemma, of course, that
yeah,
they know that slate is a sorcery and opt is an instant
yeah.
and whatever. So we have to trust that they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they
We see a
are.
gush on the stack, and with the orange chant in response, then I fear.
Okay. And now that that form of Anji won the first one, I kind of want to see Groatog win here. Cause like,
Yeah, of
mm,
course, we want
the,
a good game, right? And then
yeah,
we want a draw, another draw, right?
yeah.
No, just kidding.
But like this, seeing that little dryad grow, it's so nostalgic. Like it's right in the spot. So 6 cards in hand now, 7 then, or 5. Okay. The die action is happening. We don't know what's happening. Yeah, Iñaki don't like Armageddon, but he actually did he submitted his list, and like one day after deadline he reached out to me. He's like, Anton, I need to change one card. I wanna play Armageddon. So he has been back and forth on that one. But I know he's a profound like argumentative about Winter Orbis being better than Armageddon on this list. Hmm.
We have grizzly bears on the table.
Yeah, that's actually like seriously that necessarily not like worse than Queer and Dryad, uh, not as cool. But if you want to go like Armageddon and Werebear, then Terrageddon is probably a better deck for it. Wouldn't you say?
Meddling mage. Woo. But you only get one.
Mm. We have we are being informed here that we have actually break the viewer record. So
Woo.
even though we play slow Magic today, we have 112 viewers now, so that's insanely good. Sorry, keep on. That's a good like commentary thing to say about Queer and Dryad and when you play a multicolor spell. Go on, Martin.
Yeah, you only get one counter,
Yeah,
despite meddling mage being two colors.
yeah.
It
Would
only counts the spell and not the number color. Otherwise, it would have almost been even cooler.
I mean, had it been a modern design card, it would for sure trigger for each color. But we don't like those types of cards here.
So can we get some information there? What was a named
Let's see here. Swords to Plowshares is the
source
name.
supplies?
Yeah,
The name of the game.
the name of the game.
And one Vindicate has been played in terms of removal spells from Jamma side. Here comes Vindicate number 2.
Mhm. Oof,
And which is
that's
met
a
with
rough
counter
counter
spell.
spell. With the Winter Orb, those types of counter spells are so good.
And also growing the Dryad
Now,
referred to a 4/4. So now it's
it's starting to look grim.
two Grizzly Bears
Yeah,
plus the melee mace. So it's a 2-turn clock now.
yeah, for
And
sure.
it's looking grim for Jamma.
I mean, it's sweet also, like cantrip, a gush, and we have a giant growth there. So I think Quirn Dryad is so much cooler than Psychotog, even though I like Psychotog a lot, but Dryad is, I don't know, it's hardcore. And I guess, given these types of turns, like having a Ponder here instead of Portent to draw that card this turn to just pump the Dryad can be relevant. Wouldn't change the clock here because he will die next turn, but like every damage might matter for a turn. So
Like, is there a way out now? I mean, he needs to have. No, there is, because he doesn't play Dark Ritual, so
yeah,
he's
yeah, that's it.
3. He
Okay.
scoops it up.
Yeah, Raf K run, you're absolutely right. Dryad is good against humility because the counters stay on. Um, so it's relevant for sure. Okay, nice. We have a third game.
Yeah, and about 10 minutes left on the clock. So it should be possible to.
I don't think like do they do any like changes in their sideboarding based on play or being on the play or on the draw? I don't think you do that, right?
No, I don't really see why you would. I mean, I could imagine, like in general, changing something because there's little time on the clock or something. But in this case, yeah,
It's
I
probably
think both
better to
players
take
have.
a draw. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Better to they are shuffling. We are being told. So yeah, we could go back to the play area. I think we'll still keep talking. But like, yeah, of course, you could bring in your Fire Ice and remove your Disenchants again, but I don't think that's the safest bet. It's better to take a draw than perhaps winning with fire damage for the last like couple of life points. But what does chat say here? Yeah, Kieran, you are right, of course. 2 mana, 1/1 under a humility is always good. With the upside of might be bigger if it was landed before. And for our next match coming up after this is Iñaki again versus Alberto. So we might get to see more Grow-a-Tug action and probably the Rock. I hope we'll get to see the Rock. This is our schedule. Just released like 3 hours ago and a lot of text, but it is what it is. You can at least read it. So we switch pods every week for the first 6 weeks. So this is pod B playing today. Next week we have pod A again, but always like keeping it 3 matches. And Antti will actually finish his last match next week, so that would be interesting to see. Let's go back to the game. I think they are ready to play the third. 7 minutes on the clock. Swamp, go again. No?
first turn duress
Ah, nice.
from Gianmarco. And there's Stride, Gush, Daze, Portent, Opt,
Ah, good hand.
Island, and the blue-white fetch land.
Yeah, that's a fine hand. I mean, you have 6 cards to dig to find a colored source. 7 with a draw. So I think you take the portent here, right?
Um, I don't know. I mean, it depends a little bit if you're afraid of days, I think. But
But is he? I mean, he can't do any.
if when you know if he knows about it, I mean, you should be less afraid of it. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, Portent seems reasonable because he wants to dig like for a green source for a dryad, so
yeah.
you could just buy time using
Valerio,
Portent.
you can't pick creatures with duress, sadly.
He takes the
So
days,
you have to take a non-creature, non-land card with it.
so that's interesting.
Oh, and
That
Yaki,
that
thank
I
you.
picked this. Yeah.
Yeah. What does that mean? That he has vindicate follow-ups? Uh,
Indicate or engineer play.
yeah, true. Or he's very light on mana. Yeah, I don't know. He might have an arena as well. That's like what he's counting his hand on. Also, for our last game, it's a Spanish derby, which will be interesting. Uh, there's only 2 countries represented with more than 1 player during Epic. So Germany has 2 players in Jens and Phil Taylor, and Spain has Alberto and Iñaki. So probably a bit of a grudge match coming up, uh, which might be fun. And yeah, 12,456 viewers from Spain are expected, as SlayJ says here in chat. Would be cool. Oh, Cabal Therapy after duress is such a good play.
And now I expect Korean Dryad
Yeah,
to.
I think so too. Like he will play for the draw here. I think Gianmarco can't he can't hope to win this now. He needs to go 2-0 basically with his deck.
I mean, regardless, it's just the best. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just the
yeah,
best
yeah,
pick. So
yeah, for sure. But still, if he just keeps off his creatures, then it will be a draw. And
yeah.
that is for sure what Gian is playing for. Whereas Iñaki might have a chance, but probably not. The clock is ticking. Ooh, I'm not
And
sure.
we saw Counterspell and a Psychotog being revealed of the Cabal Therapy. So there is another threat.
Okay, he does do the counterspell.
He's counterspelling the Duress. We haven't seen like a black source to play Psychotog.
No,
But he has the opt still, so and the gush, so we'll
yeah,
probably keep digging and get there eventually.
yeah. We should probably say something about Gush. Like, there are several ways to play this card. Like Stephen Menendian even wrote a book about it. And one of like basic rules with it is do not lose tempo. So you don't play Gush on your turn 2 with your second land. You should usually wait to turn 3 if you don't have the third land to make another land drop from it. So there are some rules with this card. You usually don't play like end of turn gush. That's basically a bad move unless you actually need to find your counter spell from the top or whatever. Um,
Do you need a book to understand it? Just kidding.
yeah, according to Stephen Menendian, I think he. I don't know.
Here's the orange chant. And we saw Psychotog hit the table, obviously.
Uh, Iñaki didn't play any wonders in the sideboard either. So yeah,
No, not that I saw.
not a believer of the flying togs. I think Wonder is fantastic in this deck, but I'm also
Fantastic against Form of the Dragon.
yeah, that too. But like even against I don't know the Rock and stuff like that, just having
It's
it
true. I
in
mean,
rotation.
flying makes a difference.
Yeah, it does.
And
And
it's
against
kind of
goblins and stuff, like if you have that one big creature.
You don't really have any other reach in this deck, I mean,
Yeah,
besides Fire Ice, so
yeah.
I see that it makes sense. He doesn't use his Wasteland for his Sitter Breath, so kind of hinting that
He needs mana himself. Yeah,
yeah, he needs the mana for maybe a Rector or something like along those lines.
yeah. He has missed what, 2 land drops? Is this turn 5?
Mm, no, I don't.
Is it turn 4? He has
Mm,
missed 1 land drop, right?
not even sure he did. I don't think so,
Okay.
actually.
I just like did an overview of a 400-page book here, so it felt like it took a turn or two, but perhaps I was fast enough to tell you about the Gush book in a turn. Wonder would it make a difference against Orange Chant? I don't know. Yeah, you meant Former Dragon. Yeah, thanks, Valerie. I was confused.
Yeah. Svante in the chat pointing out that it's Nyaku's turn 4 and he didn't miss a land drop, so
Okay,
yeah.
awesome.
It's just a lot of spells being played, that's why it feels like more
Yeah,
turns sometimes.
yeah, yeah, but that's a good thing. So
Yeah.
we are getting ready to go into time here in 3 seconds. Gordon will notify the players, and there is 5 turns to finish this off. So Inyaka will have turn number 1. This is turn 0. And since the Tog died, they should probably scoop it up. There's no
Yeah.
way no one's winning here.
This is the
Uh,
first of the extra turns,
yeah,
meaning that Nyaku will get 3 out of those 5 turns. But with Yama at 19 lives, as you say, it's really will be rough to wrap
yeah,
this
I
up.
don't
I
think
mean,
there should
it
be like a gush Psychotog, but yeah.
yeah, it will have to involve like a Dryad this turn, beef it up, followed up by a Psychotog. Uh, then I could see retapping, but yeah,
Yeah.
we need to have the Dryad landing now, and we know answer.
Yeah, why scoop? I mean, draw a card is the best thing to do in Magic. Yeah, true, Blazer, true.
There's still value to be had, cards to be drawn.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Uh,
Yeah,
but this is also like an interesting point. We've discussed this in the Epic group, like a pre-talk. Like you should never scoop. You don't have to feel the pressure, but you don't always have to like think that I need to maximize the play time just because I believe it's bad content to quit earlier. But there have been tech issues, according to Gordon. The ATOG was the turn 1. Okay, so
so this is turn 3 then, or
is this turn
no?
3, Gordon, or is this turn 1? Yeah, let's see.
Or which ATOG, since we
Yeah,
had 2 in a row. Yeah, this is the first of the extra turns, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
we're all on the same page.
So it's a good start to play the TOG, but he needs to pump a lot. So Gush
Yeah,
is +6 with the TOG.
yeah. So I don't, I'm not in a position where I can count his graveyard, but I mean, ideally you'd start off with a Quirion Dryad
Yeah,
and following up with a Psychotogi. I don't think it will be enough, but yeah, there
just a
is another
Gush.
gush, so
Yeah.
who knows? A lot of gushes maybe
So he needs
can
to
make
find a
it.
foil because now Days is off. And with this, it's just time to scoop. Or not scoop. Pack it up. Take a
Yeah,
draw.
speaking of wonder here, because Rector
Yeah.
is a blocker. On the other hand, he has 2 attacks, right? So if he jumps now, but yeah, it's true. Then he can get the form of dragon. Then he cannot attack
Yeah.
next turn.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And Jamma can't win on 2 turns with form. So yeah. Interesting.
ye olde Rector mode.
Mm. It would have been cooler if Iñaki ended this overdue game with a portent on his opponent, just because. Okay, so interesting week two with two drawn games. Let's see if we can get a third game, if it's like The Rock against. I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, Sly was banned, so Iñaki is on Pitch Black or Grotag again. No one likes Sly, so every possible ban of Sly so far in Epic has been banned. Sly has been banned.
Winter over here just to seal the deal, seal the draw.
Yeah. Did they? No, okay.
So this should be the third turn, extra turn, and now Jama
That's,
takes the fourth
yeah, exactly.
fourth extra turn, which is his last turn.
Prediction: Rock versus Pitch Black. Yeah.
So I guess if he has a way to sack his Rector, he should not do it, I guess, because like a former dragon could be disenchanted,
Hmm,
and then he could get in.
true.
If he has enough, I mean, a way to deal enough damage with the Psychic, I don't know, because I cannot count stuff here, but that would be a theoretical.
Yeah.
Or
No
his
attack.
chance in upkeep. Yeah.
Uh, Time to draw. A good game, we heard the players say here. Yeah, it was a good game. It was a grind fest there. But cool to see former Anji doing its thing on turn like 30, and Goatog actually be quite effective there in game two. We won't have any time to discuss the post game.